This is the law of the Yukon, and ever she makes it plain. Sin not your foolish and feeble, sin me your strong and your sane. Strong for the red rage of battle, sane for I harry them sore. Send me men girt for the combat, men who are grit to the core. Swift as a panther in triumph, fierce as a bear in defeat, sired by a bulldog parents, steeled in a furnace heat. Send me the best of your breeding, lend me your chosen ones. Them will I take to my bosom, them will I call my sons. Them will I gild with my treasure, them will I glut with my meat. But the others, the misfits, the failures, I trample them under my feet. Dissolute, damned, and despairful, crippled and palsied and slain, ye would send me the spawn of your gutters? Go, take back your spawn again. Wild and wide are my borders, stern as death is my sway. From my ruthless throne I have ruled alone for 1,000,000 years and a day, hugging my mighty treasure, waiting for man to come, till he swept like a turbid torrent, and after him swept the scum, the pallid pimp of the deadline, the innervate of the pen. One by one I weeded them out, for all that I sought was men. One by one I dismayed them, fighting them sore with my glooms. One by one I betrayed them unto my manifold dooms. Drowned them like rats in my rivers, starved them like curs on my plains, rotted the flesh in it that was left them, poisoned the blood in their veins, burst with my winter upon them, searing forever their sight, lashed them with fungus white faces, whimpering wild in the night. Staggering blind through the storm whirl, stumbling mad through the snow, frozen stiff in the ice pack, brittle and bent like a bow, featureless, formless, forsaken, scented by wolves in their flight, left for the wind to make music through the ribs that are glittering white, gnawing the black crust of failure, searching the pit of despair, crooking the toe to the trigger, trying to patter a prayer, going outside with an escort, raving with lips all afoam, writing a check for 1,000,000 and driveling feebly of home, lost like a louse in the burning, or else in the tented town, seeking a drunkard solace, sinking and sinking down, steeped in the slime of the bottom, dead to the decent world, lost mid the human flotsam, far from the frontier hurled. In a camp at the bend of the river, with its dozen saloons aglare, its gambling dens a riot, its gramophones all ablare, crimped with the crimes of a city, sin-ridden and brittled with lies, in the hush of my mountains vatness, in the flush of my midnight skies, plague spots, yet tools of my purpose. So nathlessly I suffer them thrive, crushing my weak in their clutches, that only my strong may survive. But the others, the men of my mettle, the men who would establish my fame, unto its ultimate issue, winning me honor, not shame, searching my uttermost valleys, fighting each step as I go, shooting the wrath of my rapids, and scaling my ramparts of snow, ripping the guts of my mountains, looting the beds of my creeks, them will I take to my bosom, in them as a mother speaks. I am the land that listens, I am the land that broods, steeped in eternal beauty, crystalline waters and woods. Long have I waited, lonely, shunned as a thing accursed, monstrous, moody, pathetic, the last of the lands and the first. Visioning campfires at twilight, sad with a longing forlorn, feeling my womb overpregnant with the seed of cities unborn. Wild and wide are my borders, stern as death is my sway, and I wait for the men who will win me, and I will not be won in a day, and I will not be won by weaklings, subtle, suave, and mild, but by men with the hearts of Vikings and the simple faith of a child. Desperate, strong, and resistless, unthrottled by fear or defeat, them will I gild with my treasure, them will I glut with my meat. Lofty I stand from each sister land, patient and wearily wise, with the weight of a world of sadness in my quiet, passionless eyes, dreaming alone of a people, dreaming alone of a day, when man shall not rape my riches, and curse me and go away, making a bawd of my bounty, fouling the hand that gave, till I rise in my wrath, and I sweep on their path, and I stamp them into a grave, dreaming of men who will bless me, of women esteeming me good, of children born in my borders, of radiant motherhood, of cities leaping to stature, of fame like a flag unfurled, as I pour the tide of my riches in the eager lap of the world. This is the law of the Yukon, that only the strong shall thrive, that surely the weak shall perish, and only the fit survive. Dissolute, damned, and despairful, crippled and palsied and slain. This is the will of the Yukon. Lo, how she makes it plain.